Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Jobless Weebs, number 110. Whoa! Older, our podcast is older than a lot of people can ever age into, I guess. 110, let's go.
I mean, we're officially in the animes, like the old animes where they used to have a lot of episodes.
Ooh, yes, yep. Pretty exciting, pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this episode will come out when the new season will start airing.
I mean, the new season has started airing.
A few episodes already out.
Yeah, there are a few episodes that by the time this comes out, it's already in episode 2 for a few
seasons.
Animes, like Frieren. My daughter is rank S.
Yep.
Ojo-san, like the girl and her guard dog.
Oh yeah, that one I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, all of them started. I was surprised because I was like, like a lot of the animes from summer have not ended. Like even some of the ones that were supposed to be like 12 episodes have not ended yet, and yeah, fall was like, get away! It's my turn.
Make way. Yeah, pretty incredible. Oh man. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the guard dog one. It's a really silly premise. Oh man.
I really like the ending.
Okay? Yeah.
That's the one that I wanna map next.
Very fun.
Yeah, I have an idea.
Nice.
It's looking nice.
Yeah.
How are you this week, Ryan?
Yeah, doing pretty good. I mostly getting ready for a move, so that's pretty exciting. And let's see let's see. I have finished that one Japanese book, I Am a Cat, and boy, what a ride it was. It's like all about dissing on humanity, how humanity is like terrible, and in the way that we'll all like end up eventually, but then in a very pessimistic way, but then it ends with the cat's death. And so it was really, really wacky, man. Yeah, it's like, it's really sarcastic and all about like how terrible humanity is and will become. So yeah, it was incredible. I liked it. Yeah, so that's mostly what I did this week.
Nice.
What about your week?
I was a bit busy. Well, not really. It should have been busy.
Should have been.
There are a few things that I need to change again in my schedule, just so that I can keep up with some like medium, long-term goals that I have. But I decided to start next week. So
okay.
So yeah, most of this week I was like, there's Boulder's game.
Yeah.
I'll just play a little bit
more.
It's like midnight.
Gotcha. Oh crap! Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, I was
getting too old for that.
Yeah, I was a bit sleep deprived this week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I caused it, so I was like, okay, it's fine, it's worth it, kind of.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for a second, I thought that we were going to, break this thing that we've been having every week. And I was like, oh, Brian might not be able to make it because I know that you were getting ready to move. And I was like,
right.
He might have a lot of stuff because we haven't talked a lot this week. He might not make it. It's fine. I'll take the day off as well. I was playing like, I can probably make one of those like special episodes. And I was like, no, I'll just sleep. And then I got your message and I was like,
yeah.
Okay, I'll guess. I guess no.
Oh, okay, so that's what happened.
He's like
Yeah.
back in business as usual.
As usual. Okay. Oh man, I broke up your easy day then.
No, it's alright. It's alright. It's good that you did, because I was about just to, that's how it starts. Like with the habits. You just like take one day off and then like another day off, another day off, and next thing you know, Jobless Weebs is no more. So
that would be really sad to see. Oh dear. Wow.
So yeah, it's a good thing that you did it, Brian.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
That's right. Gotta keep this alive.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Our dreams must soar.
Yeah.
That's right. Speaking of soaring dreams, we will finish up the anime we started last time. So this one, we'll finish that up and wrap it up very nicely. So looking forward to today's episode. We will finish up the one we had, the 52 episode one, Kaleido Star.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Boy, it is a good long one too.
Yeah, it's like a completely different anime. I really like that. Like the first half was like Sora was this naive girl that was being pushed to the limits because we said it, like she didn't have any other options, so she was like, okay, it's either I do this or pack my bags and get the heck away from here.
Yeah.
So she was like, well, I might as well do it.
Yeah, that's right.
And so on the second half, even though last episode I said like, I like the second half better, mostly before the ending.
Okay, yes, it's an amazing ending.
Yeah,
I totally agree. Yeah.
But I didn't quite remember, and it becomes a little more cringy, a little more dramatic, a lot more dramatic, and yeah, it has a lot more of this kind of like shonen vibe.
Yeah,
because even the first half, she was a perfect shonen protagonist, but the show is more like a shoujo one, sports one.
Yeah.
And this one became kind of like a little more shonen, kind of like more cringy, more competitive.
Oh, yes. Much more competitive.
For like the first half of it, or a little more than half of it.
A little bit over than half of this second part, and until we get a decision or really kind of a development on Sora's part.
Yeah, and a lot of it, because it's like, oh, well, Sora had this mindset in how to be a performer, but then she kind of like looked the other way and she completely forgot what she was, and like she had to kind of like build herself up back again, kind of like, I don't know, redefine her roots.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Like,
going so far as going back home and not really having a drive for a little while for performing on her own.
I mean, yeah. We can start. The episodes, the official episode starts on episode 29 or 28.
28.
Yeah, 28.
Yeah, because there's just two.
Yeah, we have episode 26 and 27. They're just recaps from what's happening so far up until the legendary maneuver.
Yep, that's right.
Now we move on.
Yeah.
And it's just another day. And Kaleido Star, apparently it's kind of like, again, building up their reputation, because Layla is no more, and apparently that was a huge blow. Yeah,
because she was a main draw for many performances. Now she's gone, and Kaleido Star, it continues right from the get-go with getting a couple new people, Leon especially, and
yeah, we have a French guy that it will make Yuri look like a good guy.
Yeah.
Or a decent guy.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's a professional guy from France. He's the how do they call him? Like he's like the Lom Pegasus or something like that.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
And he has a bunch of fangirls.
Yep.
And Sora, she is like, oh, I'm Layla's dream, and I have to, kind of carry the Kaleido stage and make it as good as when Layla was here. And she's being herself, but at the same time, with these new characters apparently super hot and super famous, and he's a jerk.
Utter jerk, yeah.
And the worst of it is that he has the skills to back his jerkness.
Yeah.
It's not that he's only like, being full of himself and then making a fool of himself. No, he's like, no, he's good.
He is good. Yeah, it's insane because he's to that point where of course we saw Layla have that type of attitude where she has reached this level of perfection, so she treats others in a very harsh way, believing that it is for the stage, but for him it's self-centeredness. It's all about are you like gonna be good enough to match me? And man, he just rails on everybody because he has this idea that he is perfection, and so if anybody else does not reach that perfection, then they're not even gonna be like with him on the stage. Yeah, he's crazy.
He's a jerk.
He is.
Because on the first stage, Sora gets laid to the performance because she was advertising. Because she had this idea in her own Sora way. And then this guy is supposed to co-star with Sora and see Sora that she's kind of like making a fool of herself. I mean, she's been playful. Oh, yeah. And we know it because she loves to kind of like in a way have the audience interact with her act.
Exactly.
In a way that when she was silly and then she was making, all the kids happy, but all the fangirls were like, oh, no, that this guy is here. And so the guy just ditched the act.
Yeah.
And so he's like, no, the show must go on. And she starts performing his part and her part and pushing herself to the limit. And everything was going great. Until the freaking fangirls were like, where's Leon?
Right, and they're all screaming for him. And it was crazy because Sora even had to play both parts, and she did it in a way where she concealed herself and you can see her silhouette through the light, and then lights go out and then she quickly goes outside of it was like a very long, stretched out, kind of like screen.
Yeah.
But it was wrapped around, and she held onto it with the male's part, and I thought it was so clever. But the audience wanted nothing to do with it. Leon, he comes out, I think.
Yeah,
he does come out.
Yeah, he's watching her performance. He's like, oh, she's really bad, but why can't I stop, looking away from her? And she's acting, and then you have this other new girl that she's like, hey, Sarah, you're making a fool of yourself, and this guy doesn't want to be partners with you.
I will be his partner.
And this is the part where it gets way more dramatic than what it should have.
Oh yes,
which
very
which for me was a little bit of a turn off because it's like, who is this girl? It was like, just get away. But no, we discovered that this girl is one of the new people that was hired that passed with like the highest marks, which she wasn't bullied or anything. Like Sora, I mean, I guess she passed, but
right.
Yeah, this girl's name is May.
May. Yeah, it's way different for her because she basically has a huge fiery personality, but in the sense that she thinks she has to be the star right away, or that that idea of nobody's good enough for Leon except for her. Yeah.
Well, the other thing is that, and that the anime revolves for, again, until crap hits the fan,
yes.
which is pretty much like 20 or so episodes, no, like 15 something episodes.
Okay.
It's that this girl is like, oh, Layla Hamilton 2.
Yes.
But we have Sora that is like, no, I'm Layla's dream. Kind of like, in response saying like, no, I'm the new Layla Hamilton. I'm the new star. She's like, no, I'm the new star. The only reason why I liked a little bit May was her responses to Sora, where it's like,
oh yeah, she literally starts barking. Oh yeah, it's great. Literally, oh my goodness, that was such a funny thing. Very fun characteristic. Because she's not refined whatsoever. She's very fiery.
And even the faces are like...
oh, yeah. With the pointed teeth and all mouth.
So like to speed things just a little bit, they start these, kind of like match.
Yeah.
Of like who's better, who is more close to Layla's skill, or like who's worthy of being, the top performer. And they do a lot of things because also Leon is a freaking jerk and he's like, oh okay, let him fight for my attention. Because, I'm the only one who can save this freaking place.
Right.
That it's in the dumps and it's like,
gosh. Yeah, and it's crazy that this is the way that Kaleido Stage has has kind of like open spots for whoever is going to be the star next, because it's like Leon's win basically for a good chunk of the next parts of this anime.
Because we have when he arrives, there's these performance that it seems kind of like a little bit Asian. Like the Warring States, something like that. It gave me that kind of air. Then there's this Dracula performance. That was being prepared, and they added ice skating, and again, Sora knew nothing about ice skating, but in just 3 days, he became a freaking pro.
Yep, she learned a professional. Oh my gosh!
And they point out some good things. They point out that Sora, she has a natural talent to do the hard stuff.
Yes.
But she lacks absolutely like zero technique on the basics.
Yeah.
That's why she's rough on the edges. And at the same time, like that's... Remember, the second episode, Layla.
Right.
I want to see you try the Phoenix, the Golden Phoenix.
The Golden Phoenix. Like, oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, seriously. They literally always put her in a situation where she has to do the hardest maneuvers without drilling the basics. Yeah, it's crazy. So she is basically challenged to do the basics and master the basics, but that's after this particular part where they do the ice skating, and she does it, and I
She loses a contest
she loses
against May. Against
May
the co-starting role in the Dracula.
Yeah, so she has just like a side role for this particular performance, and man, yeah, it's just crazy. Like I would have thought that Sora, she had that top spot, co-starring with Layla, and dang, like I thought for sure she would be the next star, the next top dog, but for a newcomer to upstage her, and oh man, it's just insane.
I mean, with Leon, I kind of understand it because he seemed like kind of like at the same level as Layla.
Yeah,
like a 20-something guy that has some good years of experience already.
Right, and when you're on that professional level, you need a strong male lead. Yuri is kind of like out of the picture now, since he almost ruined Kaleido's stage. Oh, what a jerk. Oh my gosh.
You still haven't forgiven him.
Yeah, I still haven't.
And because, May, she's like probably just a little younger than Sora.
Yeah.
I think she is, right?
Yeah, she's younger.
But she wins the co-starring role on Dracula, and this is where things start changing a little bit. Because Sora's, I would say, like, ideal Kaleido stage was a stage where people could perform and could be happy and could have the audience enjoy the performance and be happy. And
it's for the audience.
Yeah, it's for the audience. It's like
absolutely.
that clapping of the people. It's because like they are enjoying it. They are like kind of like there in the performance as well.
And Leon to come in.
Yeah, Leon has a very different definition.
Oh, very different. And that's what surprises me, that Carlos, he basically takes a back role to everything, because Leon, this is pretty much the main core that just frustrates me, because he comes in there and he basically says, you're going to compete and I'm going to choose who I'm going to basically perform with. And not even that, you have to perform well enough that I accept you, kind of a thing. Dracula, and then... Yeah,
and his performances are scary.
Oh, yes.
Or like not apt for children.
Right.
Oh, he has a certain demographic, which is, fangirls who are just like,
right. They just love his angst and
because he's hot, and it's like, okay, like, what about
the kid?
What about the rest of the of the audience? Because he's not even open to have a diverse set of performances for the rest of the audience, which is something that piques Sora, because she's like, no.
What about the kids? I want them to have a good time.
And at the same time, because on the Little Mermaid, she made a tragedy into kind of like a soft-core, happy love story, and all her stuff with Jonathan.
Oh yes, Jonathan. We do see a little bit more Jonathan in the second half, which is great. I love it. So Sora, she has this idea of doing a kids stage,
and at the same time,
yes,
kind of like Sora. This is the problem that I have with her. Because she's like, oh no, what about the rest of the audience? But at the same time, like, she's still competing because she wants to be the Kaleido Star. She wants to be Layla Hamilton, and it's like, Sora, wait.
Yeah. She kind of gets sucked into this mindset of, I do have to compete, and I do have to butt heads with people who are doing things differently than me. Yeah. True.
Because during this Dracula, I would say, set of episodes, we have a few fillers.
Yeah.
We get again Rosetta. She's trying to get into Kaleido stage. She's trying to learn the trapeze because she wants to do the legendary maneuver with Sora. We also have Maron, the girl that most of the time is with Jonathan.
Marion, yeah.
She also makes her debut on the trampoline.
Yep.
And I really like that scene because you're like she didn't want to do trampoline because her dad. She thought that her dad would be sad.
Yeah, make your dad sad. Yeah, that was very touching. They spoke with each other, and she found out that her dad would be happy for her to.
Yeah, and she performs with Sora, and she kind of sees her mom in Sora. And it's like, oh, that's so touching, and you think so now then that it's like Sora has kind of like he's back. He's like, okay, she knows where she's supposed to be. But no.
Yeah.
Because then they go back to Layla. Layla is performing in New York in Broadway. And Layla, I don't know. I didn't like Layla a lot because she was like, oh, Sora, when you perform with me and in my play, I didn't feel that I was on edge, like when we were practicing for performances when you were my partner. I didn't feel that I was on edge. I didn't feel intimidated by your skill, and I was like, well, because when you felt intimidated by her, that wasn't even her intention.
No, right, and now Layla is trying to expect her to be on the stage and do some and pretty much act in the way that she thinks that she should act. Yeah.
Because Layla is a bit cutthroat.
She is.
And Sora is innocent. So it's like what Layla thought that it was Sora being competitive. It was just like Sora, trying her best.
Right. Yeah.
For the enjoyment of the audience and not because she wanted to compete. She wanted to, stand above Layla. And so we also have May going to Broadway. Yeah. And it's the same. Like they are clashing a lot, and I didn't like this part a lot because Layla is like, oh yeah, I like to like see them clashing. They're good rivals. They're like lifting each other up. Which that was the case maybe for May, but not for Sora. Sora was still struggling. She was not being true to herself, and it's like, Sora, wake up! It's like, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh!
Because then close to that, we got, I guess, one of the main things in the season, which is the international circus.
Yeah.
What was that?
International. Yeah, I think it was just like, it
was a competition.
That's right. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, I don't remember the full name of it. But yeah, so this competition, it's one where they come and compete, and you basically solidify your reputation.
Yeah, this is the standard anime stuff. It's like, the number one.
Yeah, you have to compete in it, and you have to basically win it to reach new heights. And this particular competition, it's by invitation only. And people who can give out tickets are, well, at least one way of getting a ticket is by previous winners. They can give out a ticket. And so you can be invited to go and compete. And so Sora, she does want to compete, But Leon, he has, again, that idea of, like, you have to be at a certain level to go with him, which is so crazy because, like, every time he just can't accept, like, other people, like, to be a partner for him. He always has to have them compete. Oh, he gets on my nerves so much.
Yeah, because he causes May to get an injury during a performance. Yeah. He's like, hey, like, we're gonna ad-lib some stuff. So
when he springs it up on her,
and he's like, "Oh, I'm not catching you."
Yeah,
and then
so
he catches her and
falling.
She hurts her shoulder.
Yeah,
and it's like, I told you to be prepared. It's like, dude, like, what the?
Oh, it's so messed up.
And it's like, oh well, I guess you lost. All right, Sora, let's do this really basic maneuver.
Right,
but we're not gonna use the net.
Yeah.
So let's do it. And Sora is scared and she's not doing it. It's like, well, I guess you lost.
Yeah.
And Sora's like, I can't trust you, dude. It's like you're gonna drop me. And
oh man, it was insane.
Because like, she did the legendary maneuver, no lifeline.
Right. They were fine
with Layla.
Yeah,
and she was good.
Yeah, no
and
problem.
With these really basic stuff, it's like, no, freaking Leon's gonna kill me, and it's like, with good reason.
Right, and his nickname is the God of Death, Shinigami. So seriously, oh my gosh, and like, when you hesitate like that, that's it. That's over. Like, she thinks, hey, just give me one more chance. And when she's in this room, but then, even Layla says, yeah, like, it's over. I'm disappointed in you. And that really hits hard for Sora, because Layla was the one that basically trusted Sora. She would be her dream. So Sora, is devastated. But
in the meantime,
May, she's also
from the ashes.
Oh yeah,
kind of.
Oh yes. That's right. In kind of a roundabout way, she goes to May and admits, "Hey, I failed," and May is like, "Oh, like, what are you doing? Like, you're trying to rub it in my face?" And Sora's like, "No, like, I'm telling you because it's right." And then it was interesting, this part. May, she sees these kids play on the playground. One of them falls, and he goes like end over end in a very
like a
weird way.
Cat.
And lands on his feet. But it had like no rhyme or reason. And she gets this bright idea of copying that for her own move, the demon maneuver. And so, oh my gosh, it's crazy because, like, for performances and something that's going to be judged, you don't really see moves that are random and static, or like staccato kind of. It's always usually precise and very smooth, but for her, she totally runs with this idea. Yeah,
because she's still hurt, so she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a move," and she goes in the trapeze, just one hand, and just starts, spinning like a top. And when she perfects it, she tells Leon, like, "Okay, you're gonna catch me," and Leon is like, "Huh, whatever, like, you're gonna chicken out again."
Right.
And so she starts spinning, and he's like, "Oh crap, I'm gonna drop her," and so.
Oh yeah.
So he managed to catch it. It's like, okay, that's good. I like it. And everyone is like, whoa, why was that? And even Sora is like, oh, I guess you won. Mm-hmm. And like, that just adds salt to the to the injury that she had, and she's like, no, I really wanted to go because I didn't want to betray Layla's expectations, and she even says
there it is again.
It's not like, oh no, this is
Oh yeah.
I cannot go to the competition. That means that my dream is no. It's like no, Layla's dream will not be like.
She never thinks about herself or something she wants.
So she tries to recruit or make rather Judy help her. Because it's again this one. She's just thinking of like, oh, I have to be the number one, to be the top performer, to be the Kaleido Star.
Yeah.
And again, she's losing sight of what was her purpose originally for going on stage. She starts practicing with Judy. Yep. There are 2 other performers that join her in practice. And
those freaking dang. We did not like those guys.
Me neither. But there's this new maneuver that it's even better than the legendary maneuver.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
This is more like
sold that way.
Yeah, this is kind of like more of a solo maneuver. You still need someone,
right?
But that someone doesn't need to be kind of like gifted,
right? Because their whole purpose is basically being a springboard and letting Sora, the girl,
and the way that it works is like she's going.
Oh yeah,
she's going in the trapeze like this, and then while the other person is come here.
Miku will be the guy. Yep.
So it will come here and it will push her, and she will just like I guess you use it as a spring.
Yeah.
And kind of like lift up, be completely standing, make a pose.
Right.
Stay there for, anime physics for like 5 minutes or so.
Oh, yeah. Similar to the legendary maneuver. Yeah. But
and from there, it was like going back, catch her, and go back.
That's right, yeah.
So that's how it was. And it was like a crazy maneuver. Thank you, Miko. Thank you, Amado.
Guest appearances. Right. And it would be this maneuver to basically capture not even that, they don't really come to that part, but it's just this maneuver of reaching new heights basically.
And it's called the Angelic maneuver, right? So he's like, oh yeah, if that girl is the demons, you'll be the angel. And so she starts practicing again, and it's just like a few days away from the actual competition. And May is like, oh, Sora's name is here. I'm excited now because like that's her drive. Her drive is competing with Sora.
Right.
And Sora, she has something else on her mind.
Yeah.
While she was practicing, she was the original Sora. And there was these people helping her. It's like, oh, you can do this. The day of the competition arrives.
Yeah.
May and Leon, they do their demonic maneuver, and everyone loses their crap.
Oh, yeah.
What the heck was that?
Yeah,
that
it's
was
insane. And then these 2 people who were basically helping Yuri and Sora with the Angelic maneuver, they come out and they're in pretty much the same getup as Sora and Yuri, and Sora's like, what? What is
this? Oh, you look like angels.
And then they're like, we're the devil incarnate. Oh wait, no. They're like, we basically stole your maneuver, and we're gonna do it before you.
Yeah, like, oh, you used us. We used you.
Oh, I mean.
And then Sora realizes that competitions are not the same as performances.
Right.
The competition world
from Kaleido stage.
The competition world, it's unforgivable. I mean, we've seen it in anime. I think sports anime are the best ones to depict this because we have all these teams that they always, do their best.
Yeah, they work
and once
really hard.
And once they lose, it's like all the dreams are shattered.
Yep.
And in this way, it was just a little worse.
Yeah.
Because
it was a little worse because this couple who seemed really, really great, who seemed really, really helpful, they totally
really nice.
Really nice. They totally stole their maneuver, saying like, "Yeah, we totally used you to reach new heights ourselves."
Yeah, and they're like, we weren't able to perfect it, but we can do it. And they do something that it wasn't even like, she used the guy as a string, but she lost the pose. She wasn't even able to pull out the pose.
Yep.
And then the guy was not gonna be able to catch her. So he let go, catch her, and just like fell, and like he was like, whoa!
Yeah. So he
was like, this still a kids anime, right? Or like,
oh boy, yeah. And then freaking when Sora comes out,
the audacity of those guys, because they're like, oh, Sora, it's your fault. Like,
they blame her.
Because the dude is like, I'm sorry, Sora. He's like, we shouldn't have done that. And the girl was like, we didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
But you like, she's kind of like, you bewitched us, and like, you made us
tricked it like to believing that we could do it or something.
And so he's like, I didn't do it. Because she now is being bombarded by the applause of people in awe of like, these guys, are not human. They're doing things that normal people can't do.
Yeah.
Which, it's again like kind of like the difference if you go to, I don't know, say the Olympics, see how they put everything on the line as if you go to a performance at the Cirque du Soleil, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
Like two different, two different sides of the spectrum.
Right.
And Sora kind of like notices that kind of like, because she sees people clapping in awe, and she's like, this is not the clap that I wanted.
Yeah.
And she's like, but I'm already here. And Judy is like, Sora is like, I told you. He's like, I told you. Layla told you. And you were like, no, let's do it. This is the way. And you, like, this is the part that I like Judy, that I felt like he redeemed himself, that I liked him a little. Because, he wasn't trying to ask forgiveness for the crap that he did. But he was like, hey, Sora, like, this is not the type of place where you should be. Because this is a terrible place. Like, you can make your dreams come true at the cost of everyone's. Of everyone else's dreams. Yeah. It's not like Kaleido Star. They're like, oh, yeah, you know what? People will see it. Kids will see you do stuff. And they were like, I want to be like her. Yeah. But in here, competitors will see you and it's like, crap, I lost.
Right. And their dreams get shattered because you're literally stepping on them to get to where you are.
Yeah. And this part was a little bit sad because she actually manages.
She does
to do the Angelic maneuver, but and she keeps the pose, but she's like she starts crying, and everyone is like, "What the heck is that?"
Yeah, because even though Sora is literally crying and weeping tears, it's still a very mesmerizing performance, and all the audience is wowed by her. She doesn't finish the maneuver. She basically stops performing like right then. And so Yuri's like, he didn't want to finish, and she's like, no, like I can't perform on this stage.
Yeah, Yuri was a man. He was like, all right, we won't do it.
Yeah, that's right.
But freaking Layla. Now freaking Layla.
Yeah, speaking Layla. So she sees this. She totally blames Sora. Like, she pretty much says, hey, like, you failed.
Like, you disrespected the stage.
And
which
you're disappointed. You disappointed me.
Which, for Layla, I believe that the stage for Layla was just a stage. It didn't matter if it was competitive or, for the enjoyment of others.
Layla
a stage was a stage. But not for perfect. But not for Sora.
Right.
The competitive stage was a way different stage from the Kaleido stage. And
Sora only now realized.
Yeah, it took her a while, but May and Leo won.
Yep.
And Sora leaves.
Yeah. I was so surprised by this because when she was walking with her suitcase away from Kaleido, it took me a while to realize that she quit. I was devastated, man. She went back home with the intent of never going back, and it was so sad. It was so sad because she basically gives up her dream at this point. I'm not sure. I kind of want to say that she was crushed by going to this stage and seeing the cutthroat nature of this competition, and she couldn't take that. She couldn't come back to Kaleido stage and basically take back the type of performance she wanted to have.
Because the thing is that she had the reputation because people were like, holy crap, she's from Kaleido stage. Like, why did she stop?
Right.
Everyone was wondering, like, why did she stop? She should have won.
Yeah, they did say that, didn't they? Yeah, like they said she would have won if she had completed it because she did an amazing angelic maneuver. Yeah.
But yeah, so she goes home.
So crazy.
Back in Kaleido stage, May is like, where's Sora? He's like, yeah, nope, Sora's not here. And she's like, what the heck? She's like throwing a tantrum. And Sora is just like, she's down. She's still able to see full.
Yeah.
Which,
it's a surprise.
That was a surprise, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like how full changed now the tarot cards for...
Oh, yes. We got to mention this. The crystal ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crystal ball and the constellations.
With the constellations, the zodiac. It was pretty different. It was kind of fresh because it not only... Well, it's not... kind of like a reading of the cards with like what's going to happen. It's a little more personal with the way people are characterized and like how they're feeling.
Yeah.
Kind of what they're going through. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and she gets help from from her family that initially were not supporting him per se, or her friends, and her friends now were like, "Hey, remember when I told you that I wanted to see your rightful face?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, sorry about that. I don't want to see that face. Like, I'm looking at that face and I don't like it."
Yeah, I thought her friends, all of her friends, that's what she needed at this time of life.
Yeah. We have Kent and Policeman.
Oh yeah, Ken comes around. Oh boy. Freaking Ken still is like pining after her. But yeah, the policeman. Dude.
He was played dirty because he confessed to Sora, which I mean, for starters, you don't confess to a girl when she's feeling down. Because she's like, it's okay, so you'll be fine, because I like you. And she's like,
right.
Ken. And the policeman, I like you too, Sora. I was like,
right. Oh my gosh.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
That was a good call, policeman, because, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ken should have done that, not at that time.
Yeah. So yeah, Ken is so funny. Yeah, it's probably a good thing it gets shut down. Oh, what a funny thing. Policeman has a sort of a side episode where they have like a little fun little
with the doctor. With the doctor lady, right?
Oh, yes.
With his childhood friend.
Yep, that's right. Where he basically confesses to her. I thought that was a pretty funny episode. But yeah, they come over and they all pretty much talk with Sora, but Sora still has doubts. She still is not sure she's going back. And so she's also kind of unsure why she can still see Fool. And then she does decide to come back, though, to Kaleido Stage. Yeah.
Yeah, she starts kind of like building up again from zero.
Yeah, she does. She does.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but she's trying to take it easy, but May has been annoying, right? Because May still wants to compete with her. Yeah, and she doesn't. She doesn't want to do anything with that anymore. Yeah. Right, and May starts to feel dejected.
Yeah.
Right.
She starts wondering why it is that Sora is like the one that gives her the fire to perform. Yeah, and it's interesting because May kind of finds out why Sora is even interested in performing at all. May sees her engaging with other people like a lot, and like it's all about the smile.
Yeah. From there, I think she gets like a clear perspective of like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't care if I'm the number one or not. This is my ninja way.
That's right, my ninja way. Never give up.
Because then she starts, performing for the people, like making them happy.
Oh yeah.
Because she's like, oh yeah, you know what? Competing with others. I mean, if it's within, my scope, I'll do it. If not, I don't give a crap.
Oh yeah, basically. Yeah.
Because like that was the thing with Leon. That was the thing with May. It's like, no, gotta crush everyone. Gotta show that I'm the one and only.
Yeah.
I think we also have we also get the background from Leon.
Ah, yes.
Of why he was such a jerk, right?
Yeah, we do.
I don't quite remember though.
Well, are you thinking about Sophie with his sister?
Yeah.
That might be a little bit farther along, but yes, we do see Leon. We
Oh yeah, because there were some. He was like an orphan or something like that, right?
Yeah. So we find out that Leon and Sophie, they were orphaned, and they are taken in, but the adopted parents, they were basically using Leon. I think Leon decides that they start practicing, and they start practicing trapeze, Leon and Sophie, but then they also find Alan to kind of like tutor them, and it's revealed that Leon was the one lagging behind Sophie. Sophie was the better one, but then it gets to the point where they are trying to do the angelic maneuver, but Sophie also is kind of lacking in pulling this move off. And so Sophie is now being put in a lot of strain with like her balance, to the point where she's getting kind of weak in her performances. So a lot of the audience members, they start like heckling them. And so yeah, Leon, he thinks, like they don't need anybody else. He'll kind of he'll take care of him and Sophie himself. So yeah, he does become a jerk kind of around then, because he writes off everybody else, and he thinks that he needs to become a demon to make Sophie soar. But it is pretty tragic.
Yeah. We'll let you watch that because then you're like,
Yuri is involved too.
Yeah,
freaking Yuri. Oh man.
Yeah, okay. Like Yuri.
Dude,
I liked you for a few episodes. Dude. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you like this?
That's right.
Because everything happened on the competition, right? The circus from 3 years prior.
Yes.
Because I think like the Golden Phoenix was the response to the Angelic maneuver. Because
Yuri and Layla. Yep.
But oh yeah, there's a bit more drama. Regarding Leon, regarding May.
May.
And everything will come down to performing the true angelic maneuver.
Yeah, the perfect angelic maneuver. Mm-hmm.
And this was the moment where Leon has kind of like his redeeming arc, because his cold heart starts to feel again.
Yeah,
because like at this point, like Sora is chosen to perform again, and she's still like, yeah, you know what, you did it really good.
Yeah,
I don't know how, because you shouldn't have, but you did it really good. But that was not the actual move. The actual move is like way like 1,000 times better than that.
Yeah. Oh, it's gnarly, man. It's so crazy.
And we have another training again.
We do.
Another training arc.
Yeah. So Sora, she has to go through the training that Leon comes up with on the boat. Again with the freaking ocean. Like, what's up with that? This is the weirdest one of them all by far. So Sora, she basically has to. Well, there are a couple of parts with the log. She has to basically do one-legged squats all the way down on a log in a pool without making a ripple. So that's pretty crazy. So she has to do that, but she also goes out on this weird kayak contraption where it's getting towed by a speedboat that Leon is driving. I don't know why he is the one doing it, but oh man, it's so.
I mean, to be fair, he's not doing much of the work.
It's true, yeah. Good point. So she has to balance on a rod on the inside of the kayak on her foot while it's going. But not only that, she has to pull off crazy maneuvers from this rod while going, and all the while keeping her balance, of course. So it's wacky, man. Like the end of the boat, it has like a little light telling her when to jump and stuff like that. It's the wackiest stuff. Like, I don't even know. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, again, like the Kaleido stage training arcs are some of the craziest ones that I've seen. It's like not even freaking shonen get that hardcore.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh, it's so silly.
He's like, yeah, Tanjiro trying to blow, those clay jars. It's like,
oh yeah,
dude, it's like that's nothing.
Wow. Oh my god.
Midoriya blowing his arms every time that he punches someone. It's like, dude, that's nothing.
That's nothing compared to this. Oh my gosh.
But,
yeah. So Sora, she does spectacularly on this, to the point where whenever the people are seeing her and they're like, oh, is this the true angelic maneuvers? Like, no, not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Because, kind of like...
It's crazy, man.
I guess the special powers of these maneuvers. Because, like in the legendary maneuver...
Oh, yes.
Everyone was like, whoa, I feel like I'm flying. And they were like, whoa, kind of like...
And it's just incredible because Sora and Layla were flying, but in this one, Sora has this kind of a crisis, thinking to herself like, oh, like what kind of stage, what kind of dream do I want? And she starts thinking, yeah, it's more of bringing the audience together, and like I gotta become one with the audience, basically have them come up with me into the sky. And it's amazing.
Yeah, it was great because, at the time of it, it's like she looks like an angel.
Yeah.
Because she's there, and then everyone is like, just like everyone joins.
Yeah.
Like everyone just starts doing something, and it's like,
yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know what happened, but I want to do it too.
Yeah, and it's an actual performance, and she inspires everybody so much. Everybody comes in. Oh, it blew my mind. I was like freaking almost crying. Wow.
I did cry a little bit. I remember that the first time that I watched it, I was like,
yeah,
it was worth it.
It's amazing. So yeah, she pulls it off, and it's like the true angelic maneuver where everybody comes together. It's like perfect. And the reason that she comes to this basically epiphany and perfect maneuver is that she wanted to find a stage in which there was no need for battles or competition. It's just you doing like a perfect performance, and she did it.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, you know what? There are no.
Oh, and
there are no prizes. There are no, no punishments.
Yes,
and it's like, don't think about doing it perfect, and you'll do it perfect.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like don't think about it. Just think about the here, the now.
Yeah, the here now.
It's like be one with the environment.
Yeah.
Like,
don't even try.
Yeah.
Just let it happen. Which is kind of interesting because she still had to beat out Layla on doing it. Which was kind of an interesting idea because, I mean, we all know Sora would be the one, but Layla had to come in and like compete with her.
Oh yeah, it's again with Judy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was again like, let's see who can do it, and it was like, no,
it's like
I can do it. I think I can do it. Right. And she's like practicing again the angel maneuver, and it's like freaking Layla was like, yeah, they had this, and we're coming back again, like. Their definition of stage was like, oh, it doesn't matter if we're competing or if it's for someone else. It's all the same to me. Not for Sora.
True.
When Sora stopped caring about those two, when she was like, they're doing their thing and I'm doing my thing with Leo, because she was like, hey, Leo, just you and me.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ad-lib something because she felt like it. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, yeah, this is our moment. This is with the audience. We're not fighting no one. It's just...
Yeah, she kind of forgets about
we're performing. And then here Layla kind of like realizes like, oh, shoot, yeah. I was wrong. I shouldn't have said what I've said to Sora, because she was told from the very beginning by Yuri, like, she is completely different from you. She has something that you don't have.
You don't have, and this was it.
They're like, she's not competitive. She's just enjoying the performance. You know, enjoying how people enjoy her performance.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah.
That was her kick. It's like,
and she draws on that, and that's her specialty. It's incredible. And the ending, after pulling it off, they like all come together. Layla's, I think she's like on her way, but Sora is there, and Sora's like, and it's like, you know, after the maneuver, of course. And so it's like, Layla, am I still your dream? And Layla's like, no, Sora, you're not. You're my pride.
Boy, I like completely, bro. Like, I was holding it up and like,
oh really?
She's like, lie down, don't cry a lot. Like,
oh yes, cry a lot. Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I lose it there because I was like,
it was amazing. Man. Yeah, this anime is so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. Like,
the ending makes it like that. You know, all the drama, all the cringiness that you're like, like they are exaggerating a lot of things. It's like, everything comes down to the ending to make it worth it. It's like, oh, you're my pride. Like, say it again, please.
Yes. Roll credits. That's why I came. That's why I watched this.
Oh, boy. I mean, it's turn up a little bit.
Oh dear. Yeah. Amazing. Like, a lot of anime, they're good, and a lot of anime, they have their final battles or
you know, their emotional
but this
part.
But this one, like, it has its emotional parts, it has the battles, but then Layla coming and saying, "You're my pride," it just hits differently.
Yeah, because he realized, like, you know what? Good. You're doing your own thing. It's like, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah. And he's like, you were better. Because in that way, she's like, you know what? You beat me when you didn't want to. You are the top star now. That wasn't your intention, and I missed that part. Because she was like, I should have done that. I was just like aiming to be the best.
The best, yeah.
And you know, it's like, for some cases, that's like the kind of mindset, you know? It's like, it's not good to try to be the best, because there's always going to be someone better than you. It's just like, kind of like, aim to enjoy what you're doing.
And like, Sora achieving that, it's the most incredible thing ever. I think Layla also had some good points to say. Also,
she did. I mean, it's not like she was wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she said, like, I'm basically going out. You're the new star, but just in the same way that you defeated me, you're gonna continue, and you're gonna see somebody else come in, and they're gonna defeat you, and like, be ready for that and accept that when it's your time.
Yeah, and kind of like, and don't see it as a defeat.
Yeah,
but see it as a like, wow, you inspired someone. Yeah, because that's what Layla did.
That was
like, she inspired.
Layla
like,
did that.
Like, she did, like, wow, I never did that. It's like, did the legendary maneuver, and you know, my shoulder was all beat up. But oh boy, is it also on this last episode?
Oh, she meets the other girl. Yeah, but also where Rosetta. Oh yes. So the last itty bitty part where it wraps up everything, Rosetta.
It's in the changing room, right? On the green room.
Yeah, she sees Fool, and she sees Fool in a couple of places, but yeah, this is the part where she sees Fool, and it's like he does the formal introduction where it's like, hey, I'm Fool, I'm the spirit of the stage. Yeah. Oh, so
yeah. I mean, this is one of the perfect open-ended animes that is like, okay, you know,
yes,
opening the door to the new generation.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you know what? Yeah. Sora can like reach, I wouldn't say her peak, but reach a peak.
Yeah, she reached a milestone. Yeah.
But then it was like, oh yeah, she's not the only one, because, you know, Layla was one. She was still able to see Fool kind of like a little blurry.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And then yeah, we do see the last of Fool right around then.
But then now it's Rosetta.
Yeah.
That she's able to see him. It's like, oh, you know what? You're worthy of the stage. Because I think that was the thing of why some people could see Fool, or like how few people could see Fool. That was it. It's like, you know, everyone was so competitive, just so focused on themselves.
Yeah.
And, you know, I guess Fool was like, oh no, you have to be full enough to risk your life, kind of like for others to see it. Not for you to, you know, to say that you did it. Mm-hmm. But I think that was the reason of why some people
couldn't see Fool.
Yeah, that was the reason. Like, you don't have to be good for yourself. You have to be good so others can enjoy like your act. That was good. I really liked it.
Yeah, it went full circle.
Yeah,
came back to the beginning of it. Yeah. Oh, it was a great one. I really liked it. I really liked the main core of it. The characters of it were really fun. Sarah, I think, was another really fun part. Of course, Mia is always my main girl. I liked her in the second half also.
Yeah, I like how, like, you know, Mia and Anna, they kind of like move on to do their own stuff.
Yeah, and they develop
like what they wanted, you know, the comedy sketches, or how Mia goes a lot more into producing and directing.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it shows you how all the characters how you know that they moved on. So they didn't stay stagnant. Which, I really love it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we covered it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
we kept that momentum.
That's right.
That's what we should have done with Girls and Pantsers.
I know, right? Yeah, we'll have to come back. I'm glad we finished a couple of the big ones, but we'll have to come back to that one.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, thanks for joining us. I hope you go and watch the anime now. Cheer on Sora.
Yeah.
There is a movie, 15 minutes, a couple of OVAs too. The movie is a good one with Layla, a little bit more about that. It does continue the story a little bit, just a little itty bitty.
Yeah, and I think there's another OVA with Sora and Rosetta.
Ah, okay.
Right after the ending, I think. I remember I watched it.
Yeah.
I guess we could cover it as well. Like, let it rest again.
Okay, let it rest, yeah. But yeah, it was really good. Really highly recommended it. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching. Keep watching anime, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. See ya.
Matane.
Ciao.